I am called the crazy bird lady, and that's perfectly okay with me. My home is a zoo, but I'm known for my birds. Two of them are which are rescues, my macaw and my conure. Doing research before you get any pet is something that everybody should get in the habit of doing. Sometimes, what happens if you don't know what you're getting into? Like finding out the behaviors of the animal, whether or not you can deal with that. Finding out what foods they need, what habitat would be best for them, what cages or lights or even toys. You don't know any of that unless you do the research for it. Sometimes animals do not just get rehomed when the owners realize they didn't do enough research and they cannot take care of their animal, but sometimes they get abused. For example, for 6 years my macaw lived in a home where they did not realize how loud he can get or how he can hurt someone with his beak without even trying to. His owners at the time did not even realize that the food they were feeding him was bad for him, or that the cage he was in was dangerous to him because of the rust spots. I learned that when he was loud and bitey, their only way of dealing with that was to hit him. Hit him with his perch, hit him with a broomstick. The food they were feeding him made his beak weak. It was falling apart. His feathers was horrible. So, once I realized I was getting a macaw, I started doing my research. I spent weeks doing nonstop research, joining macaw groups on Facebook, reading books, everything and anything I could find about the care of macaws. I looked it up. I found out which foods are best for them, how big of a cage they needed, how much space they needed for when they're out of their cage. Figured out the training, how to deal with the behaviors, the screaming, the biting. I figured out that there's only certain pans I can use to cook with. And no candles, no cleaning supplies. So I had to do research again. What can I replace those cleaning supplies with? Sadly, some animals never get the chance to be rehomed to somebody who does the research, because they have been so mistreated or not cared for properly that they can't fight anymore and they give up and they pass away. Some animals get very mean and aggressive to protect themselves from being mistreated. The difference between an animal passing away or thriving is a simple thing. It doesn't matter what kind of animal you get. Do the research first. It can be a common animal such as a cat, dog, or a hamster. They still need food, grooming, places to sleep, or habitats to live in. Even getting an uncommon animal, such as a bird or reptile, needs to get a lot of research before you get them. Such as, did you know birds need lighting? Reptiles need different kind of lights for the UV or for the heat, and each one is different. Do the research before getting an animal. Find out everything you can about them. This is the crazy bird lady, just trying to get you to do your research before you get an animal.